Episode 2 for NFL Prediction Tuesdays are back. We just went 7 and 9. Absolutely horribly done predictions by me. And honestly, I'm not even surprised because some of these games were absolutely shocking. The Jets beating the Browns. I did not expect the Jets and Joe Flacco to beat them, and it was a last second win. Absolutely insane. And then the Bengals losing to backup quarterback Cooper Rush. I thought the Bengals were a one-season wonder, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And they proved me wrong, and they are that bad. And then you also got, I got the Colts and Jags game, which I really regret saying the Colts are going to win because I completely forgot that the Jacksonville Jaguars absolutely own a huge piece of land in the Colts. Whenever they play the Colts, they basically beat them every time is what I'm trying to say. Because last year I remember the Colts, all they had to do was beat the lousy Jacksonville team, and they lost and put the Steelers in the playoffs, which I'm really thankful for. Trevor Lawrence, that's why I shout you out every time. Shout out Trevor Lawrence for that one. But anyways, let's bounce back from a horrible week, and let's start off with Thursday Night Football. Steelers go into Cleveland. No Deshaun Watson, and it's looking like there's going to be no Myles Garrett or one of their O-lines that's really good. It's like Batoni, something like that. I am probably butchering his name, but I'm sorry. But those are two key pieces, a left guard that's really good, and then your best defensive player, who's arguably your best player right now, Myles Garrett, out. Kind of evens up the playing field because there's no TJ Watt, no Myles Garrett. The two, potential defensive player of the years don't play. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning. You might think it's a little biased because I'm a Steelers fan, but I just think if there's no Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, then the Steelers will win. But let's say these two players that I just said for the Browns do end up playing, then probably the Browns play. But right now, I'm putting my money on the line on the Pittsburgh Steelers to win that game. Then Sunday, Saints play the Panthers. Now, this is in the Panther Stadium, and I believe the Panthers have had some success in the past against the Saints. And, the Saints, I thought they were going to beat, Tampa Bay because they seemed to own them in, recent time, and they didn't. And I believe, I just think, Jameis Winston has been turning over the ball. The Saints didn't really look too good on offense. They got absolutely dominated. You had, Devin White after the game saying that Jameis Winston threw so many picks on Tampa that we knew he was going to give us the ball. And then, basically just saying Winston sucks. And I just believe that's kind of a confident breaker right there. So I got the Panthers winning that game right there. I don't see them going 0-2. They do have a really good offense, in my opinion. Very underrated. You have one of the best running backs in Christian McCaffrey, who is healthy. That's all you really need to have a chance. And then you obviously have DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and then Baker Mayfield's obviously an upgrade from Sam Darnold. Then we've got Texans, Bears. Bit of a mid-off here, but I just think, the Bears at home, if they could beat the 49ers, I think they could beat the Texans. So the Bears go 2-1, which is surprising, I'm not going to lie. I thought they would be 0-2 by today, and, they got a win against the 49ers in, a hurricane. They played in the middle of a hurricane, which is crazy. And now we've got Chiefs-Colts. Now this is going to be a tough game, and I really wanted to put the Chiefs because last week I also thought the Chargers were going to win, and I got it wrong. But I believe the Colts, no way. They start off their first 3 games winless, so they're going to get a win here, a statement win. Jonathan Taylor is going to have a huge game, and I believe here Patrick Mahomes has a bit of a stinker, and we're going to see, the Chiefs not get blown out. It's going to be a tight game still, but I believe Jonathan Taylor will put the finishing touches on this game, and he's going to have a really big game. So if you own Jonathan Taylor on fantasy football, that day will be a huge game for him. Got the Colts winning it. Then Bills, Dolphins. This is a really big game here. Dolphins come from a big win, a comeback win, which I predicted that they're going to beat the Ravens. And, they're down by a ton. Tua Tagovailoa has a huge game, having all the Tua supporters, talking about my QB. I knew I was right. It's one game, buddy. Relax. It's a great game from Tua, but it's one game. Now you're going to be playing Buffalo. And I've been looking at everything, and I've been seeing how could the Dolphins win this game. And I tried to really give myself the best reason for the Miami Dolphins to give me a reason to predict them to win. And I could not find one. I know the Bills lose a dumb game a year, and I was thinking, could this be the game? I just don't believe it is. I think the Bills are on demon time. They are absolutely tearing everyone apart. They destroy the Titans. They destroy the reigning champs. It's just, I don't see a world where Tua Tagovailoa beats the best team in the NFL. I do not see it. The reason why, honestly, they beat the Ravens was because the Ravens have a ton of injuries on defense. And, they come back, they realize, look, we're playing against the practice squad cornerbacks. Let's start throwing the ball. And then you see Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle have absolutely destructive games, and they come back. Now you're going to be playing against arguably the best defense in the NFL. One of the best, they're just the best team in the NFL. I don't think nobody can debate the Bills aren't the best team. They are the best team. So, I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. I believe it'll be around 10-point difference. But the Bills will win this. I could not find a reason for the Dolphins to win. But I think the Bills are going to win. I genuinely think they will. I could see them losing 2-3 games this year, honestly. I predicted them to get like 14 wins. It's looking like 15 or 16 wins. Jeez, that team is they absolutely dominated the Titans. But that was crazy. Stephon Diggs is out here on the sideline saying, I'm him. They got a chip on their shoulder. They feel like they got scammed last year. So, Bills win that one. Lions, Vikings. It's going to be in Minnesota, so I got the Vikings winning. I do think the Lions have improved heavily. They're going to have, 8 to 7 wins, I believe. Their offense is crazy, but something that's letting them down is their defense. And I just believe Minnesota has a really good home field advantage. And I do believe Minnesota is going to win their division. So I got Minnesota winning this. At home, they're a crazy team. And it's really hard to go in there and get a win. The Lions are going to put up points because they have a really good offense. A lot of people are underrating it. Amon St. Brown has arrived. Last year, at the end of the year, he was putting up numbers. Rookie year, and now he's showing up. He really has a monster game against the Commanders. And, I just think the Vikings here at home, they're going to be really good. I know they just lost, humiliating loss to the Eagles, but just Kirk Cousins on primetime football isn't very good. And now this isn't primetime, so I believe here he's going to have a bounce-back week. Vikings win this game. Now, we've got Ravens versus the Patriots in New England. The Ravens just blew a lead. The Patriots just won a game in Pittsburgh, heartbreaking loss for the Steelers. Ravens, I believe, are going to beat the Patriots. The Patriots, they're not a very good team. They're really not. And I think the Ravens on offense are really good. You put up, 38 points against the Dolphins. You got to be good there. Right there, when you lose scoring 38 points, it's on your defense, not your offense. So I think here, the Ravens are going to get a win, bounce-back win. The Patriots aren't very good. I don't see them getting, 8 wins this year. At most 7. So, Ravens win this one. Then we've got Bengals, Jets. Joe Flacco, I believe, is going to beat Joe Burrow. Yes, the better Joe will win because the Bengals are going to be terrible this year. Well, not terrible. I think they're going to get 9 wins this year, but I think they start off 0-3. The Jets get a surprising win. The New York Jets fans are going to be excited. They're going to think, Salah got us a good team. We're going to be good. We're going to contend, all this. We might go 500. But really, this is going to be a win against a Bengals team that is struggling on offense, on defense. It's just a struggling team, and it's almost as if they're coming off a Super Bowl hangover. It's like a Super Bowl appearance hangover, and I bet they're feeling still heartbroken to that Jamar Chase getting open in the Super Bowl, where Joe Burrow, if he had 2 seconds, just 2 seconds of time, the Bengals would have been Super Bowl champs. But thank God for Aaron Donald. And I believe that's still reminiscent for the Bengals. And that is the reason why they are struggling like they are. And then, not only that, their first game since that, they had a heartbreaking loss to the Steelers, missing multiple kicks. Like, they just feel lost. And, right now it's the best time for a bad team like the Jets to just sneak a win from the Bengals. Now, Raiders, Titans. I believe the Raiders, there's no absolute way. They're a massively improved team. Goes 0-3. The Titans just lost humiliatingly National Football on Monday. So I believe the Raiders will win this game. They'll go into Tennessee, get the win. It'll be a nice little win for the Raiders. 1-2. Season's not over. A lot of people are counting them out in their division because it's a hard division. You started 0-2, but it's early days. I've seen teams start off, 0-2 and win a Super Bowl, aka the Patriots. So we'll see. Anyways, Eagles play the Commanders in Washington. I believe Philly is real and we should be fearful. I mean, not we. The NFC should be fearful about it because the Eagles look real. I'm not going to lie. They've added a lot. Their defense is a lot better. They've beaten a good team like the Vikings. And I'm just looking at them and I'm thinking, wow, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, be careful because this team's definitely winning the division. And I'm glad I said they were. So I got them winning here starting off 3-0. Jalen Hurts is my dark horse MVP candidate. He reminds me a bit of Lamar Jackson's MVP year. And yeah, he's going crazy. Any Philly fan that was saying, I don't want Jalen Hurts, aka EDP, was a guy who hated the Jalen Hurts pick. Dude, this guy is an MVP quarterback so far. These games that I've watched him, he's so good. I'm not even gonna, he looks so good. And it's a steal that he didn't go in the first round. And I wish, maybe the Steelers would have got him, but dude, he is good. I'm not gonna lie, he is good. I remember I said that, Jalen Hurts can have the potential to be a decent quarterback. I wouldn't mind if we would have selected him in the second round. He looks great. I can't say enough about him. Now, Jacksonville play the Chargers. This is this is going to be a hot take here, but I think Trevor Lawrence is going in to LA and sneaking a win from the Chargers. You heard it here first. I think Jacksonville just got a big win, shutting out the Colts. They're going to go in and play an explosive offense, one of the best offenses in the league with the Chargers, and I believe Trevor Lawrence is going to have his game, second-year game, where everyone's going to be like, watch out for Jacksonville, and they're going to beat the Chargers, and that's what I think is going to happen. I just think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a decent chance of winning their division, and I believe they're going to make the playoffs. You heard it here first. Well, I said in my predictions video, if you want to check that out, that the Jags will make the playoffs. 10-7 was the prediction that I said. And yeah, they beat the Colts, so come on. I got something here. I'm on to something here. And then we've got the Rams Cardinals. The Cardinals just absolutely had a huge comeback against the Raiders. Close to blowing it, though. I'm not going to lie. He almost threw that ball a little too early, like Deshaun Jackson. But I think the Rams are going to lose this game going to Arizona. I just think, the Rams weren't very impressive against a really bad Atlanta team, and I'm a little bit more impressed with Kyler Murray and how he came back against the Raiders. So I've got the Cardinals winning that. Then Falcons Seahawks. This is another mid-off. I am a little bit more impressed with the Seahawks win against the Broncos. I know they got killed by the Niners, but I believe they're going to get a win here. I genuinely think Atlanta's a bad team, and they are going into Seattle, so I've got Seattle winning that one. They go 2-1. Pete Carroll is going to be called, a great coach if he manages to make the playoffs with the Seahawks, which isn't impossible, but not very likely. Then we've got Packers, Bucks, NFC Championship revenge for Aaron Rodgers. I believe he gets it. Mike Evans is suspended as of right now. He apparently is going to appeal it, but that's what happens when you try to throw hands with Marshawn Lattimore every time you play him. Yeah, but anyways, I think the Packers, both teams are going to be out of a elite receiver. Devontae Adams left and Mike Evans suspended, and I just believe the Packers are going to win it. They're going to have a little bit more momentum. The Bucks came from a very nasty win, I'm not going to lie, but I just think the Packers have a little bit more to prove, and Aaron Rodgers is going to want to win this game, and we know regular season Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league at times. Now we have 49ers versus Broncos. The Broncos, I'm not sold on them. Very nasty win against Houston, who they should be, beating by 20 points. And the loss against Seattle. These are two bad teams. And they should have been 2-0 in order to make the playoffs. You're in a really rough division, and you got to beat the teams you have to beat. that you're a lot better than, and that's Seattle and Houston. You're 1-1 and you barely got the win. Niners got Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance out for the year, which isn't the end of the world. They looked a lot better with Garoppolo, so they're going to win this game. They're going to be 2-1, and the Niners now with Garoppolo are going to be really good. And not saying Trey Lance is bad or anything or was holding them back, but I just believe this team is more used to Jimmy Garoppolo offense. Trey Lance was in there. They were still adapting to him, and you could tell with the week 1 loss. And I believe they're going to be, better right now with Garoppolo. But in the future, it would have been better if Trey Lance would have sought out the year. But, it is what it is. He's out for the year. Hopefully he recovers. Now we've got Cowboys-Giants. I believe that one, the Giants are going to win. They've shocked me. I know they played 2 winnable games against the Titans and the Panthers, but I thought they would have been 0-2 and they're going to be trash. But, their new head coach has been absolutely incredible. He's used Saquon Barkley great. Week 1 he had a monster game. Week 2 it was, he a little bit more back to earth. But they still got the win. The Panthers shut down the running game a bit. And I'm impressed. They've won. They're 2-0. You can't knock them down. And Cooper Rush, I don't believe is really that guy. So I'm really gonna go with the Giants win. They start 3-0. There's always a 3-0 team that falls off, and I believe it'll be the Giants. And they are playing in New York, so I got here the Giants winning that game. So hopefully I can do better than 7-9. But anyways, leave a comment down below if you think I'm wrong in some games. Let me know. I want to know what you think of my predictions, and maybe even leave yours to see if you can do better than me. But anyways, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.